Hello and welcome to special edition number 2 of Headline Heroes, a comedy podcast where we take today's headlines and create a comic book origin story. My name is Drew Mick.
I'm Nathan Haynes. Tanner?
I don't think he's here.
Fuck, that's right. We're not doing this episode with him.
Oh, you're right.
Shit.
Plumdar forgot.
Oh, boy.
Shucks.
Hold on, let me go get my egg squeegee because there's egg all over my face again.
So much egg. Yeah. It feels weird, but yeah, Tanner couldn't make it today, and that's
scheduling issues to the max.
Yeah.
We literally tried everything, but this week was just a bad one.
just couldn't do it. It's partially my fault.
Drew. Hey, Drew. Let's just say it's all your fault.
All right.
Hey.
It is all my fault. But also, we were going to do it over this weekend, we thought, but turns out, well, we thought we would do it. Turns out Tanner was like, I actually am going on a trip, so it didn't work out. But it's all right.
I think he might be going solo. I'm not, and this probably isn't the right place to bring it up to you, Drew, but I'm pretty sure he's leaving us for another cooler podcast.
Oh, so when he says taking a trip, it's kind of like, oh.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was really odd when he said, "Give me all can you give me references, like podcast references? It's for a thing very hush hush." I was like, "Well, if you insist, though, here you go."
Podcast references.
Mm-hmm.
What are those?
You know, where he gives our name to, we have to write up a little blurb where we talk about how good he is at podcasting and like his merits and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
how you talk about how dulcet his tones are. Drew, you've done it. Come on.
How he's always quick with the obvious answer. How
he's very good at keeping his
sports
levels.
knowledge.
Oh boy,
of course. But he's there.
I mean, he could be lying to us almost 24/7 every single time he says the sports thing, and I'd never know. But I trust him.
Might be.
He's just got that trusting face
that we see every day.
Mm-hmm. An empty chair here between us. In retrospect, in this room that we share together, we really should have known that he wasn't here by this fact that I can't see him right now.
It doesn't help that he set up like a weird dummy mannequin situation to make it. And then like every time I move, the dummy moves, kind of like what Kevin McAllister would set up in the house to make it look like the house was lived in. Mm-hmm. It's kind of weird. Or like Ferris Bueller, when someone opened the door, the thing would shift,
Yeah. I am a little concerned, though. I did hold up a spoon to the dummy's mouth, and it did get some condensation on it. So I think that's kind of weird, right? Like, that's weird.
Well, I held up a spoonful of applesauce, and it just plumb ate it. So I'm a little concerned.
Okay, well, let's table that for. I'm just gonna turn it around. Yeah, okay. I turned it the other direction. It did grab my wrist for a moment, but I managed to break it off. So we'll deal with that later.
So in lieu of all that, we're gonna do a little bit of an untraditional episode today.
So if this is your first one, maybe go back one or start at the beginning, or this one might not be a great episode to start on.
Yeah. So what we're doing today is kind of similar to what we normally do, but with a little bit of a twist and a spin to it. What we're doing today is, in a way, Tanner is with us because this morning, we asked him to pick out a news article, and he did send it to us this morning, and we've had all day to think about it. And what we're going to do is one of us is going to take the first turn and pitch what super being they've thought of, what they've come up with. Talk about that, and then the second one is going to talk about what they came up with. There's gonna be some, no doubt, funny banter between us, of course, yeah. And then I think we'll end it with how we think a fight would go down between our two super beings. I'm not sure if there's going to be a clear victor here. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I really have no idea.
Now I have a question.
Yes.
Just to be clear, because we have been thus far creating coherent universe that all of our heroes exist in. Are these like another universe sort of hero that won't actually ever show up in our canon, or what is the canon? How do these two heroes or villains we're about to create relate to the existing canon? Are they just something else entirely?
I think they should be something else entirely.
That's what I was thinking, because the rest of our heroes have been created with all three of us. That's only fair to have them sort of exist in a sort of maybe another universe.
Yeah, maybe this is Earth 2 to our headline heroes, Earth 1. And maybe, who knows? Maybe they'll cross over, and maybe we'll have more of these episodes that we can flesh out what else is going on in this that we are starting right now. Who knows?
Well,
I certainly don't.
I guess you're right to make them not canon. I do have to come up with a new idea because my idea to put a really buff me in the universe is, I guess, probably not going to fly.
I mean,
now.
you still can. You still can.
It's not the same.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, buddy.
Crumple, crumple, crumple. Garbage can noise.
Eating a hot dog noise. What? What are you doing?
Chainsaw. Is there a baby in here?
It's a baby.
Tanner, could you read the article for us, please? Ah, fuck. I forgot. I forgot again. Jesus.
I gotta say, though, that mannequin is hovering now, just a fraction of an inch off the chair, but it is doing something over there.
I think I hear chanting. I don't know. Whatever. It'll be fine.
So do you have the...
Yeah, I have it here. Would you like me to read it?
Yeah, sure.
Here, I'll read it for you since you're going to go first.
Sure. There we go.
So the article that Tanner sent for us to work with was Costa Rica's president inhaled a wasp on live TV like it was nothing. And after watching that video, it is kind of crazy. As crazy as inhaling a wasp can be, I guess.
And
but,
being the Costa Rica president could be,
He's standing there talking at some sort of press conference like you would expect, and there's clearly a bee in front of his mouth, and he inhales, and it's gone.
And he chews it a little bit, too, I think. And then starts laughing about it.
Like, he literally acts like it's nothing. So
yeah. Thank you, Huffington Post. It's a little hard to watch if you're a real wasp head, like myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those things get near me. Start coming at my neck. I was thinking about it this last weekend. Whenever a wasp comes around my head, my natural reaction is just to crouch down real low as if they can't find me then. Like, wow, where'd it go? You can't be around here. Let's just get out of here.
The smaller you are, they can't find you. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, of course. So yeah, that is the article we were sent. So I guess I'm going to go first. All right, so picture this, Nathan.
Okay.
So this president, the Costa Rican president, just swallowed that bug like it was nothing.
Yes.
And he laughed about it, and then he went home, and he fell asleep, and he woke up the next morning, went about his day normally, and he does that for about 3 months.
3 months.
3 months or so.
Okay.
Give or take. And then suddenly he starts to get a little bit of a pain in his abdomen.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yes, Nathan.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
What did you do? What have you done?
I didn't do it. The bee did.
Well.
He goes and checks it out. And on his way to the doctor, well, guess what? Alien-like, right out of his stomach, this bee comes out again. This time, it's foot long, all right? And
Holy
it's
shit.
huge. Yeah. And then the president is dead. I'm sorry, Costa Rican president. You seem like a very good, nice guy, laughs. He's one of us, but he's dead now.
God, I hope he's not like super awful. And now we're, we'll worry about it later. We'll worry about it in post.
I'm scrolling to see if there's anything.
known baby killer. Ah, shit. Well.
Oh, hey, you know what? Jimmy Fallon commented on it in lower down. So I feel if the Fallonator can do it, I can.
Common nickname. Sorry,
that's what I call it in my house. Mm-hmm. All right, so he's dead, and now we got this giant bee.
So it was gestating in the poor president's stomach for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how did you arrive at 3 months? Now, I know that's an odd detail, perhaps, for me to fixate on, but that seemed very deliberate by you. Was that just? Well,
I looked up giant wasp gestation periods. How long that takes.
Well, that makes sense.
And
then.
wouldn't you know, there was actually nothing on that, so I actually made up 3 months.
It took me a second to really process what it was that you just said, because you said it very nonchalantly. Well, I'm glad you at least tried to do your research. So, okay, so this wasp comes out of this dude's stomach.
Mm-hmm. And what's it gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's gonna go about its life. It's gonna be a wasp. It's gonna procreate. It's gonna find another giant wasp that is no doubt gestated in another person's stomach, and then eventually they're
Angela
gonna have babies.
Merkel
and guess
probably
what?
inhaled a bee, and
well.
I don't know. Trying to think of a female world leader. She's the first one I thought of. I guess I guess in retrospect, it doesn't have to be a.
It doesn't yet.
It doesn't have to be a female world leader, does it?
No, I'm gonna call it right now. It is gender specific, I suppose.
I mean, if we're talking about giant bees, what the hell? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I keep getting away your story.
And, well, it's just gonna keep having babies, and they're gonna go out, and I think it seems like they're targeting world leadership.
Uh-oh.
And they're gestating, and eventually there's going to be a lot more bees, and we're going to have a bee army. An army of bees, Nathan.
How long? And well, I have a question though. How long?
Okay.
How long would it take for you to create an army? Well, for them to create an army. Of
Long time.
bees.
I'd say these bees, they only live about a year after hatching forth from the tum-tum. But they lay a shitload of bees. The baby bees.
And
Wasps.
they grow exponentially.
Well, they have to find their host. The
Mhm.
little bees gotta find their host.
Now, at some point, once they get all the world leaders, do they start to move down into local government or like the
I
state
think they're
level?
their goal is to just create chaos in the human race
Mm-hmm.
until they are the dominant bee. They are the head bee.
They're like those nasty wasps from like, aren't they like Egyptian wasps or some crazy wasp that'll just like swarm and kill you? They're very aggressive. I can't remember where they're from.
They're like bee drills.
Oh,
Hmm.
now you had my interest in that, but now you have my attention.
Well, yeah, I guess I got to talk about what their defenses are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't imagine they have giant drills on their little tootsies, but I do think they have some sort of barbs on all of their feet, so they can just
So
pick
these are
you
not
up.
these are not your average. They're not just a wasp, but larger.
No,
This is
yeah,
like-
they're a foot long, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, but that's not just what's happening. They also have these pincers on their hands and like other sort
Yeah,
of.
and the little barbs that can clamp into you, you know.
Uh-huh.
And they've got, of course, got their big stingers, which can go through you.
Just like coffee.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Straight through. Now that you bring that up, Nathan. Now that I'm older, oh my god.
Oh my God! Every morning,
Yeah. Whew.
coffee at 8, bathroom at 8:05. Am I right, everybody? High fives all
Okay.
around. Okay, the mannequin did high five me, so I mean,
Oh,
he knows
man.
what's up.
I did see that. Oh, geez. Yeah, so they can pick up a human. Maybe they're going to take them back to their nest and just have a human being there for gestating purposes, you know?
Oh,
And,
I know those purposes. I mean, yeah, just like I do. I mean, what?
Yes, of course, you do love to lay your young in living corpses, basically.
Listen, I don't know if there's a better way to do it. Someone tell me, but I haven't found a better way.
Yeah, so that's mine.
Okay. Now, do you have a
Any
name
questions?
for this? Yeah. What does it have a name?
Oh, yes. Of course. A name.
You have it, I assume, written down. So probably you just gotta find it.
Well, you know what, Nathan? I think it'd be more fun if we can think of a name together.
Oh, okay, that would be fun. I
Yeah.
do. Is it okay that I have a name for mine, or
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
okay? Let's see. So it's a collective. It's a collective, right?
Ooh, I mean, could we just call it the Hive Mind?
Oh, that's a fucking good name. That's a good
Yeah, there
name.
we go. It's a Hive Mind.
Oh, wow.
They're
See,
just known as the Hive Mind.
you had it all along inside you.
Yeah,
Not like the bees though. You'll probably be fine.
I think so. I am getting a weird gut pain right now.
Yeah, but what did
Oh, mannequin just reached over and touched my tummy.
how did it? Does it better? Worse? The same?
Strangely better.
Okay. Well, he's caring.
Yeah,
I'm growing
there's-
strangely attached to Mannequin, and actually could be fine if we just, you know what? Maybe Mannequin's the new third host.
I think I'm growing to love mannequin. Love the mannequin. I am growing a little more concerned about the high-pitched hum that I'm hearing in my ear holes right now. That is slowly just crescendoing. But you know what?
It's also
You
sort
know
of
what helped-
relaxing,
you
though,
know-
right?
A little bit. You know what helped kind of make me forget about it?
Yeah, what's that?
Your pitch.
My pitch. I suppose I could see how that would help.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really glad. I was concerned that we might end up. Well, at first when I first got this article, I was concerned we might end up going the same direction. And so I thought a little bit deeper on it. My God, I can't. So I tell you what, I never thought you were going to come up with gestating bee army kicking out world leaders. So pretty good.
No one ever does, and that's how they get you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. That's the whole facet of your pitch there, was that no one sees that coming. So I went a little bit of a different route. So my pitch is based around a simple idea, and that is what goes in must come out.
So's mine.
Yes, but in a very different way. I'm going to posit a universe in which the Costa Rica's president, I'm so very sorry, long ago, perhaps many years ago, was stricken with terrible lung cancer. But don't worry, he pulled all of the fine medical healthcare that Costa Rica had to offer and went to every sort of experimental procedure that he could possibly have. And it was so bad, his condition, that he actually ended up he became part machine, part man. And as part of that robot man hybrid procedure, his lungs were replaced with an experimental set of lungs that whatever it could pull in, could store and transfer into ammunition that he could then basically scream back out at his opponents. Now, at the time, it was thought to be pretty. Why would you put that in the president's lungs? And I think.
He's got to sign those executive orders real fast.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
I mean he's also he could defend himself, but I sort of envision this thing where like the bee is not the only thing he can inhale. Anything he can get inside his maw and down into those sweet lungs of his, he can store and fire back out with outrageous force in the future. So I'm thinking like dude's out on the golf course, maybe he throws down a couple golf balls. Who cares? I don't care. I got this super set of lungs inside me. He suddenly somebody tries to get out in front of him and threatens him with a gun. He just unhinges his jaw, and from within his maw, two super speeding golf balls shoot out and kill this person instantly. Now, did he have to kill the guy? Probably not, but he did anyway because that's the kind of guy he is.
He got in the middle of his he's
You
like
don't mess with
11
the
holes
man.
in.
Yeah, exactly. You don't mess with the man when he's on the back nine. Come on.
Of course, right, Tanner?
Yeah. Well, we did it again.
Yeah. Shoot.
So I had sort of come up with a name for this guy. I thought I'd call him Exhale, but instead of XEX, it would just be X-Hale. So it'd sort of be like a fun little, like sort of like edgy name. I don't know. We can work.
And he's still president in this scenario.
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. I think I actually kind of think that maybe he keeps this on the DL, which is kind of why he downplays it. He's like, "Oh, I swallowed a wasp and put it into my lungs. That's weird, huh?" Everybody,
Shit
we're having a
happens,
great time
you
here.
know.
But I think he keeps that on the DL just so that when people do try and threaten his life, or when he needs it most, it's still sort of an ace he's got up his sleeve. So that's basically where I sort of landed on my pitch. Is this half man, half machine, super lung sort of fella?
Is he a good guy? Is what I want to know.
So this is I think he, I'm not really sure. I could see it going either way. He kind of seems like a nice guy, though. Just from we're making a lot of assumptions about the head of Costa Rica. Let's see.
Well, this isn't our Earth. This isn't even the Earth we've been creating for the past months or so.
Exactly. So the head of Costa Rica in this universe, I think he's a nice guy. I think perhaps he's a hero, but he's not a super active hero. Like, I think he's a good guy, but he's not out on the streets fighting crime at night. He's still trying to be. He understands that a lot of the good he can do isn't on the streets. It's in the whatever the house is, the White House is in Costa Rica. It's in the government. And so like I think he's got this ability, but he's not super flashy about it. But I think he can he trains his skill just in case he needs to use it in times of great desperation. Okay. Or just like when he's just real hungry and he wants to eat something. I mean, it doesn't go in his stomach.
Yeah, like the stomach is different than the lungs. He can still eat like a normal boy.
Huh.
I mean, if you're real hungry, like, and you're eating so much food, eventually the food is going to get up and start filling the lungs.
But they always say that I inhale my food. I thought they just meant it was going in I thought they just meant my lungs and the stomach were the same thing.
Oh, well, so everyone has two lungs, but really what's going on is there's one lung and one stomach that is also a lung. Yeah.
That explains it.
But the other one is definitely not a stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you pretty much explained it. It's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
This guy eats and shoots and then asks questions.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I sort of imagine that, like, it's not just like a be in, be out sort of scenario. It's like he gets B in there, lungs analyze B, sort of like break it down into its base parts and are like, now I know how to construct fucking B, what do you call the
ammunition.
Prong? Like, what do you call it? Their
barbs?
Yeah, they're like, I can construct B barbs. So this guy gets a B in, opens his mouth, and out comes like 100 barbs just at some.
So he's kind of like an Acme like assembly line in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's breaking it down to its core B concepts, I guess. Then it's able, like, once he eats one bee, he can do bees from like forever now.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I didn't really explain that super well because I just kind of used a golf ball in, golf ball out kind of situation.
Yeah, and I made the whole witty or the golf game joke, you know?
It was very good.
Yeah. Not witty at all. It was just not even a joke. It was just a thing I said.
Well, it was a statement of fact.
So he creates, he swallows one thing, analyzes the thing internally, and then is able to replicate it.
Mm-hmm.
Where is he getting the materials for this? Is this just
anywhere?
food?
Anything he can like. I don't know why I keep going down to this, but I just kind of imagined him grabbing a handful of grass and just ripping it out of the ground and inhaling it in his mouth and just like creating tiny little
yelling moo
blades
the whole time.
Blades of glass that he can, or grass that he can fling out of his mouth.
Okay.
Or like, isn't there something that if you like fire it correct, somehow you can get a blade of grass to pierce a piece of paper or something?
Well, it's kind of like in a tornado, you get those like the boards that have like leaf through them. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I kind of imagine like you can, and with the grass, maybe you'd get that kind of scenario.
It's kind of like how if you throw a playing card just right, it really kind of hurts.
Mm-hmm. They used to do that with hotel cards at my school. I don't know what was wrong with them.
Like the key to or the hotel key card.
Hotel key card, yeah, because they were harder.
That would really
and they could fly farther.
Yeah, that's like throwing a credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess that's our two pitches. So I guess now let's have a bit of a discussion about how the fight would go. Let me if you would
please
let me set the stage for you.
I wish you would.
So I imagine, if you will, exhale, and he is on a rooftop and he's like shining a light up into the sky and there's a bee insignia on it and it's raining.
Oh, okay.
And he looks up and there's lightning and he sees a bee up in the sky.
Okay, now why is he doing that?
Because Lex Luthor forced them to fight.
Oh, I see. I get it.
Yeah, you following? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So he looks up, he sees that bee in the sky, and it's pretty far off, and then it gets closer and closer until it's right there, and it's an inch long.
The bee is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he's probably gonna try and. Oh no! You son of a bitch!
Oh no!
You think he's gonna inhale that motherfucker?
I think he's gonna inhale that motherfucker.
Boy, I mean that would be interesting though, because he'd probably try and inhale it right into his lungs, and the bee's probably expecting to get inhaled into fleshy human parts. But
into that tummy.
This is gonna.
Oh yeah, this is oh, you're right. So right, the environment is not what the bee is used to.
Suddenly we get into some weird. Oh geez, what's that movie where they go? What's that movie where they go inside?
I said Vor.
Yeah, you did. You did.
The movie where they go inside. Oh, I think that's an episode of The Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
Where Arnold had too many seaweedies.
Oh, jeez. Good pull. Jesus Christ.
Because he turned orange, you know?
Uh-huh. Why were they seaweed? That's such a weird thing to have.
Yeah, they were seaweedies.
Was that the one where he turned orange? I thought that was like something with...
Yeah, he turned orange. He
was eating too much carrot juice, and there was like a mystery as to... What am I thinking of?
No, the big reveal on that episode of Magic School Bus.
I'm thinking of. What is wrong with me?
That's it. Yeah, you're right. No, the big reveal on the Magic School Bus episode is they travel inside Arnold, and they're in his stomach, and they see a floating seaweedy that apparently Arnold, in his haste to eat, just swallowed whole. And it unwraps itself, and the green seaweedy stuff comes apart, and it's all orange in there. Oh. It's basically a goldfish.
Wow, Jesus.
Then there was the episode of Rugrats, where Chucky swallowed a watermelon seed, and they all went inside Chucky. They imagined themselves going inside Chucky, and there was a whole watermelon growing in there. What?
Where's your whimsy? You just went, you went right away to that. They didn't actually do it, but you know what? Maybe they did. You don't know.
Maybe they did. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to bash on Rugrats. That was a very smart, sophisticated show about babies pooping in diapers.
But baby's got to do what a baby's got to do. Remember?
Was that a song from the Rugrats movie?
Maybe, but it was also just like, I think it was just the thing that Tommy Pickles said.
You're right. That was Tommy's catchphrase.
And then he had a little screwdriver. Which,
yeah, and that was how they got out of their pen.
You think the parents at some point would have figured that one out? Like, how does he keep doing this? The latch again? How does this happen?
Nah, they weren't that smart.
They really weren't.
Stu and Dee Dee?
I'm glad they made that Rugrats all grown up. Yeah, it was Stu and Dee Dee. I'm really glad they made that Rugrats all grown up, because I
It
just
answered a
glad-
lot of questions.
and it put my mind at ease to know that they didn't accidentally neglect those children enough to have them like killed or something.
I also call bullshit on Spike the dog still being alive.
I mean, at the very least, I'm glad they make him look old as hell, and like he looks
he's
like
like
he's on
old
death's
and
door.
barely alive, but somehow still like functioning. Also, Grandpa Pickles, still just as wily as ever.
Yeah, I mean, Rugrats wasn't really ready to
But-
take on the death of a grandparent and or pet. I think.
I mean, Chucky's mom.
Shut up. Shut your mouth. But
Well, I mean, they handled that tastefully, you know.
it's true. It's true.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I think we found our new podcast though. I don't see any Rugrats podcasts. So that is a space we could move into.
Okay. I think Tanner's looking to create his own podcast, so
Maybe
he
this
needs
is
a
our-
co-host, though. Oh, the mannequin just raised his hand a little bit.
It's slowly shimmering out of existence. I mean, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, making weird TARDIS noises.
Oh yeah, we
So-
should probably have our guys fight. That's right.
So I think in this scenario, the bee doesn't know any better. He's gonna try and kill this guy.
Uh-huh.
Also, we never really talked about the technicalities of how my bee killed the president, but then there's still a president here. Oh well.
Oh, okay, we've got 2 Earths. We got Earth 2 and Earth 3.
Apparently, yeah, we've got 3. Yeah, we've got 2 more Earths here,
and
they're
then
fighting.
also somehow a portal connected them.
And the bees are the bees ate all the inhabitants of the old world, and now they're invading this.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
this could be a unique setup for us in the future for a future crossover event between worlds when the bees
Yeah.
attack. We really have a thing for animals getting out of control and trying to take over the world.
We do. That and food. How long before food gets out of control and it tries to take over the world?
Never. Food would never do that to me.
Food would never betray me. I think in this scenario, the bee has been eaten. And it's in there.
Mhm.
It doesn't like what it's feeling. It doesn't like what's going on in
No,
here.
no,
Pitch
this
black,
is-
and it's just,
This isn't
Yeah.
the stomach it's used to.
this isn't your father's lungs. It's all
Probably not.
metally. It's all bad. And I think it starts screaming.
And at this
But,
point, I assume the lungs are like little probes and stuff are coming out to grab the things that the president has just ingested or, well, breathed in to try and like pick it apart and analyze it.
I think the bee's trying to fight back. I think it's got some intelligence to it, but I ultimately think doesn't have a home field advantage here,
Mm-hmm.
or rather, he
He's
isn't
taken
the
by
home
surprise.
field here.
Yeah. But
Uh,
I think it would be fair to say he gets a warning call off to the rest of his network, his hive
Oh, he's
mind,
making
like,
lots of noise.
like, hey
lots of
guys,
noise.
I'm getting killed over here, please.
Uh-oh, what's that? Another clap of thunder. It's another bee.
At the same size?
Yeah, it's the same size. This one, it goes up and investigates, and then it flies away. And then,
Okay.
another clap of lightning. And there they all are.
Another clap of lightning. And it's just a storm. It's kind of a night.
There's actually a bear in the
It-
sky.
It was somebody clapping because they liked Street Performer they saw.
Yeah, but now the whole sky.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you really stacked the deck against my guy, huh?
All right, I'm not going to say the whole sky. I'm going to say,
And then my guy eats an atom bomb. Or breathes in an atom bomb.
oh boy, where'd he get an atom bomb?
You know.
They still making those?
In Costa Rica they are, sure. In this world.
So yeah, there's a bunch of bees in the sky. What's your guy going to do?
Oh boy. I mean, I'm gonna assume he definitely has stuff in his arsenal that he has breathed in from the past. Because I don't
Oh.
think he was going to expect an army of bees here. So it's not like he's already prepared specifically for this scenario.
Hmm.
But does breaking down the bee in his lungs give him any distinct advantages? Does he know?
I mean, psychologically, I think it's kind of horrifying for these bees to be being like tossed, essentially dead bodies of a fallen comrade, just shot at him. Is that how it works?
Does he gain? I mean, are the lungs able to analyze the hive mind network and like understand how to tap into the network? Can he hear
Oh,
what they're
shit.
saying?
Yeah, I think you know what. You can hear the bees. You now understand bee.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's something.
a lot about pollen, probably.
The pollen count is outrageous this time of year.
Boy, I mean, I just don't know, man. One man versus an army. I think he's going to be firing left and right everything he's got left in his arsenal. I mean, you're talking golf balls, blades of grass, you know.
So he unhinges his jaw and he's just letting it spew, right?
I could see, if he wasn't on a rooftop, I could see him making like a mad break for like a insecticide store and like breathing in a can of bee killer to get his lungs to analyze that. But he's just one man. He's just one man. Well, how is he going to fight all these bees?
I think you can fight for a little while at least. I think you're so in the Matrix 3 when the Zion is being attacked. You know how there's those swarms of the metallic like tentacle things, the robots, and they're being kept back by the machine guns in those giant like Jaeger suit things. I think that's how I kind of picture this, you know.
So he breathes in a machine gun. That's gonna be tough, but I'll see if I can get him to do it.
I mean, I said we were on a rooftop, but I mean, we don't have to be. What he's on the rooftop of a gun shop. I mean, what?
Well, I mean, the logistics of breathing in a machine gun are sort of spectacular. But I could see him making. I could see him making a break for like some insecticide and breathing that stuff in and attempting to like basically create a shield around himself of insecticide so that maybe he can't fight them all off at once, but he can at least keep them at bay with this sort of dome of insecticide. Maybe he tries to tap into the bee to look for the queen. Maybe there's like a queen wasp. I don't know if that's a thing in wasp culture, but
probably. Yeah, maybe he finds he's able to tap into the wasp network and just talk to the queen. What would he say to the queen?
Oh, I imagine he would kill her, but
I don't think that's how it works.
You don't think you don't think how that's how what works?
I mean, he can talk to her. He's not gonna be able to kill her.
No, I thought he was gonna try and find her.
The queen. The queen is through the wormhole. I'm just making that decision right now. She is standing from like way back, watching all this.
What do you say to a queen? Okay, does he attempt to bargain? Does he try and say spare my world in an attempt to basically say I'll work with you to help you get to other worlds? Like
Dormammu.
Yeah, exactly.
I've come to bargain. Yeah,
this is sort of a fall from like it's like a dark thing to do, like protect my world at any cost. Where he's like, he's like, I'll help you get to. I've got resource. I don't know if you noticed, I'm the president of fucking Costa Rica. I can get you what you need to like. I have people who gave me bionic lungs that can analyze any substance and weaponize it for my own needs. I'll help you get to whatever world you want to get to, but you got to agree to leave my world alone.
I think the bee queen, the wasp queen, takes a moment, says, "No thanks. This world is fine. We're already here."
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh boy.
That's what it is.
You know, he tried his best. He really did.
There's nothing else you can say to a wasp queen, Nathan?
What is it you're trying to? Do you think you should try to romance the wasp queen? Is this what you're thinking? Align himself. You have been a queen for so long. Where is your king? Do you not wish for a person to rule beside you?
I'm honestly thinking that I think between the two of us we can figure out a solution that makes the queen stop, but that's
what do you got here?
I don't know. I was thinking if we thought about it long enough, if we threw enough spaghetti at this wall.
Probably not going to be able to romance her. Just like, you know, they're in really different places in their lives. He's a president of Costa Rica. She's an interdimensional wasp creature. It's just like
it's not you, it's
story. B. I don't like it, but I love it. Okay. Because I think we're at a point where the bees can pretty handily overwhelm him. He can like go down fighting. But for at least right now, he's got two things on his side. One is they can't get to him right now because he's got the insecticide around him. And he can keep making that.
And he's just shooting shit at him right now.
And he can talk to the queen. Yeah. So like we basically have if he can't figure out a way to talk down the queen, this is over. So what could he say? He can't offer to help her. He can't threaten her because there's not really much he can do.
I mean, at this point, do you think maybe it's beyond his beep or his exhale powers? Do you think he's able to call in something from his government connections?
You're thinking like an alternate universe headline heroes.
No, I was honestly thinking like release the bomb, and they just shoot a bomb.
You're thinking he'll sacrifice himself and his country, or at least this city.
Well, he doesn't have to. What if he just launches it right into that wormhole?
Oh shit.
Mhm.
I didn't know the wormhole was right there.
Oh, it's visible. I'm sorry. Of course it's right there.
Oh, then yeah. I mean, I think he's like, okay, Queen, 1 second. I actually think I have something that might interest you. He indicates somehow that he's like, he's got a honey pot for her. He's like, whoa, oh, hold on a sec. You know what? Let me live. Let me personally live, and you can have everything else, and I'll give you my secret honey pot. And she's like, and maybe she's interested, and she's gonna kill him anyway. She doesn't care, but she pretends. But he's actually double crossing her.
It's a bomb.
And he's like, hold on 1 sec. Let me put you on hold. Let me call my guy to get it set up for you. And he gives a call to his forces.
New phone who dis.
New phone who calling you from my new mobile. Hey, also, this is the president. Please send a nuke into the wormhole above our city.
Please do this, please.
I assume Costa Rica is weaponized. It has weaponized nuclear bombs in this world.
Okay. So are they launching, like the Avengers, they're launching a nuke? Or a honeypot?
Oh, like a literal honeypot.
Maybe it's comedically shaped like a honeypot. But there is time. Like the missile is coming and it's being launched in there.
Uh-huh. What if instead of a bomb it was like a big thing of raid? Raid is very big in this universe.
Of course, Raid is huge.
Well, I'm just trying to think of a way we could spice it up a little bit so that it's not directly a callback to what happens in the Avengers.
In that Iron Man comes and shoots it up in there. I mean, why not?
Damn it, you're right. Why not? In fact, cut out that whole part. Hey, Drew, isn't it great that we're recording this episode in 2008?
Oh, man.
I love this year. Barack Obama, president, finally. Am I right?
Yeah.
I hope no one steals our good ideas.
Oh, so you want it before the Avengers. You want it before even Iron Man came out.
I don't know what movies you're talking about, you crazy boy. Iron Man will never be a movie.
Daredevil, though. What a great movie that was.
Oh, boy. They'll never top that with any sort of
never,
online series.
Ever. All right, so they launched this nuke.
Uh-huh.
And I think by this point, there's a little bit of time. I think the Queen is onto them. She understands. I think it's full retreat. All the bees are coming back. You won. They are no longer swarming you. They're going back into the hole. And you see the hole is closing.
Uh-huh. That's pretty good. I'm happy about that. My guy's happy.
No. I think the hole has got to the nuke has got to go through that hole. Like, barely. As much as I would love my bees to survive, I think it'd be weird if it closed and then the nuke just keeps going and like.
Listen, anything can happen. This is a versus match. I mean, I don't hold back just because you want this to work.
Tyson versus the anti-Tyson.
Mm-hmm. And Tyson. And Tyson. A nice woman I met on the train the other day.
She was so nice. No, I think the nuke is gonna go through.
All right.
But I also think that some bees didn't make it.
Oh no! So they're stuck.
So they're stuck on this Earth, and they've lost touch with their queen. And they scatter and they go off into the world. But that is a problem for another day. I think
they'll be back.
They'll be back. I think
once they manage, I'm sure once they get their heads sort of straight and they can start to sort of repopulate, they're gonna start building their own net. They're gonna start building that network again. That hive mind.
But now I think this world knows about the bees, and they're gonna be like, well, we got to prepare, and they call like Jeff Goldblum, and he's just like, they're using the satellites. It's a countdown.
Jeff, what are you talking about? No, but in this universe, he's Professor Jeff Goldblum.
Of course.
Act? Me? Never.
Never.
I'm a scholar, sir.
He pursued that degree in biology.
Somehow still that picture of him like shirtless on a table though still does exist.
Oh, from Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't it's not from Jurassic Park in this universe, but the picture
I think it is from Jurassic Park in this universe. I think Jurassic Park was actually a thing.
Oh,
and he was just on that island.
That's just a real life picture.
Yeah.
Dude, we're you know what? Why did we wait till we made Earth 3 to just start throwing whatever the hell we wanted into the why did we wait till now?
Fuck it. We can have much more fun with this.
Scrap that old world. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I deleted all the documents.
The mannequin is very angry right now.
His eyes are
doesn't like that. Doesn't like that at all.
I'm sorry.
Okay. It's slowly getting back down.
He's actually floating over to my lap now. Hey.
It's so warm.
We're having fun here.
Well,
my hair's falling off, but that's fine.
I've lost a few teeth. Well, Nate, little untraditional. But
I have a question before we stop. Do you think the portal's closing, maybe Costa Rica president gets up there where that portal was, and there's like still a little wisp of temporal energy, and he that creates, and he kind of breathes the last little wisp of it in.
So what does that give him? I guess that's TBD.
TBD. I don't think it gives him anything quite yet.
He has swallowed the universe. I know the cosmos. It is in my lungs.
But his lungs are slowly but surely working through the vast amounts of data that will eventually unlock some great. Maybe one day he'll be able to open a portal himself, but we don't know yet because it's so it's so advanced. Whatever he's processing, it's gonna take a while.
Okay. Well, yeah. So that was our special edition. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job. I hope everybody liked it.
Yeah.
This is something we could definitely see doing a little bit more of in the future.
It is admittedly a lot easier for us. Sometimes we, as much as possible, would love to get all three of us here, but sometimes it's just not possible. Yeah, so I guess I'll just wrap it up. Thanks everyone for listening to our little untraditional episode of Headline Heroes, our special edition number 2, which will be titled BVB.
What?
BVB.
Oh, okay, I can see that.
Thank you again just wanted to say thanks to Carl Sorensen for letting us use the music he composed for our podcast. Carl's website is carljsorensen.com. Also want to thank Brett Jacobson, who is the artist, and that is his fine work of art that is on our Twitter and in our Apple podcasts and whatnot. It's everywhere. That was stupid. Speaking of Twitter, we have that at @headline_heroes. Give that a look. We like to tweet our episodes, retweet some other fine podcasts, just have fun with it and whatnot. We have an email, headlineheroescast@gmail.com. If you have any sort of article that you think would be fun for us to use in our normal episodes, or even this episode if we ever do this again, which I'm sure we will, you can email them to us at that, or definitely tweet them at us for sure. If you're listening on some sort of app that allows you to rate and review, we would really appreciate that. It really helps us out, lets us know what we can do better, what you like, what we should keep. Is this episode worth doing again? Stuff like that. Give us 5 stars, give us 1 star. We don't care. We'll take any criticism or praise you can give us. So thank you for listening to this special edition of Headline Heroes, and we hope you'll pick up the next issue.
Hey everybody, we are the Derailers, Goobs, Ripken, and Jenny Bean, and you can join us once every week for a brand new derailment. It includes sidetracking, randomness, we just can't stay on topic.
You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Derailers.
And please subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and also on YouTube.
Derailers!